I'm getting sued by Gravitas, man. That
Thaler of Sit Down by the Fire. I'm here with my next special guest. Please introduce yourself.
yeah, my name's Ryan Kerr, and I'm an audio engineer and sound recordist, composer. Yeah, and I worked on Shiver Me Timbers.
Awesome, but yeah, thank you so much for sharing that, and thank you for taking time out of your day to be here.
Yeah, of course, man. Happy to.
Oh yeah, so how about that? You take us back to the beginning, and so what exactly inspired you to get onto the path that you are on?
Oh wow. I mean, I started out. God, where could I go back? Going back to when I was a kid. I mean, my biggest influence regarding sound and music was when I first watched Lord of the Rings. I
Okay.
saw that in the cinema when I was 8 years old, and it just blew me away. I was just so mesmerized by just the scope of Sonics in general and where you can go with audio and how you can use it to tell such a compelling story. I didn't have that complex of a thought process when I was 9, but like
Right.
yeah, it was amazing to me at the time, and that always stuck with me. And then I went through the first 20 years of my life just dead end jobs and just things that weren't creative at all. And then one day I just thought, no, that's it. I'm just going to sell my house. I'm going to move down to Edinburgh, which is in Scotland, and just start uh, trying to get a career in music production to begin with. So I went to Edinburgh College, studied live and sound production there. So in the studios, um, I was using solid state Logic suites, and then I went from there, and then I just started doing live engineering from that. And yeah, did the festival circuit around Scotland. Kind of got bored with music stuff, and then that's coincidentally when I kind of thought to myself, well, what type of audio work do I want to do? And then I thought, well, I was in love with films when I was a kid, so I thought, yeah, I'm just going to go back to that, and yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And as far as the whole thing about dead end jobs, not working out, reminds me of the saying that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well should go take a chance at doing what you love.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah, swing for the fences for everything that you do.
Yeah, exactly. Because life's way too short to not go do what you want to go do. And I mean, hey, it's better for you to do it now rather than waking up one day when you're at an older age wishing that you would have done it sooner.
Exactly. I think growing up in rural Scotland, there's not when I grew up, like in the 90s and the early 2000s, there's not that many creative opportunities, specifically in like Angus and Tayside in the early 2000s. So if you really wanted to make something of it, you would move down to the big cities like Glasgow and Edinburgh. But yeah, like very trade mentality in the places that I lived. It was like, oh, you got to get a trade, you got to be a joiner, you got to get like a solid 9 till 5 job, and that's it. And, it works for most people, but yeah, if you've got creative passion, you're silly not to even dive into it and try. You need to make at least an attempt, because you don't want to be regretting that like in later life and just think, oh, I should have done this. No, just completely throw yourself into everything that you do and then see what happens. And most of the time, it's usually positive things.
Yeah. Exactly. And oftentimes we get so wrapped up about what if it doesn't work out, but the other side of the coin, what if it actually does?
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly, and that's the thing. It's like fear is the number one enemy for everyone. You know, it's the only thing that you should be worried about. Coincidentally, you should be afraid of fear because it kills any type of momentum or any type of you know it kills possibility.
Exactly. And then when you let fear hold you back, you know, all that it's going to do is just cause you to have missed opportunities.
Exactly. Yeah. Just go in everything with an open mind and just enjoy it and be relaxed. And yeah, every single time that I've ever went into a situation with that mindset, it's been positive. Yeah, every time.
Awesome. But yeah, and so how exactly did you get involved with the making of Shiver Me Timbers?
so I think I was one of the last to join. I think he had quite a lot of people involved. He had the cast and crew pretty much ready to go, but he was needing sound. And Paul, so I'm just a freelance sound recordist and sound designer, composer, and basically I'm just a gun for hire. People will go onto my website. They'll see me on like local websites like Filmbang or through word of mouth. That's how I get my work. I've done some work with like the BBC, a little bit of stuff on Netflix and Prime, and then from there, I just built up a reputation. And I think Paul literally just typed in like audio engineer Scotland, and I luckily was the first one that had dropped on the page. Most of the people that hire me go through my sound recordist route, so like location sound. But yeah, composing is always a big passion of mine, and at the time I wasn't doing as much as that. Um, but he saw my website, he was listening to my show reels and my music reels, and he really enjoyed the music that I was doing. So yeah, he reached out, he gave me a phone call, and yeah, I always describe him, if Paul Mann was like, if a person was cocaine, it would be Paul Mann. He's the most excitable, like he can sell anything. Like he's an amazing guy, but like he just gets you completely excited and engrossed in any project that he's doing. So he says, "Oh, just come up to my flat, and I want to pitch something to you." But I had to sign an NDA before he was able to like even like say what it was. And I met him for the first time, and he pitched like basically like front to back the entire screenplay, like in one sitting, just for an hour. Just told me like from A to Z like how the film is happening, and I loved it, man. And like I was sold. He wanted to go for like campy, like tropes, but also kind of with a little bit of like uh, taking the piss aspect of 80s horror films, and then trying to do a comedic spin on 80s horror. And I was so sold on that. I thought it was great. It's great. As soon as he said it, I was like, I'm game, absolutely game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I actually did have Paul on the podcast
Oh, cool.
before, and yeah, and Paul is just so full of joy and passion, like and charisma. And yeah, and honestly, I definitely had a wonderful time having Paul on.
Yeah, he's such a good guy, man. And he just
Oh
like
yeah,
he just gets you enthusiastic for anything. Like he really does. I love working with him.
oh yeah, and I mean, of course, if you're going to be doing any project like of any kind, you should be passionate about it because if you're not passionate about it, then why are you even doing it?
Yeah, it's just like otherwise it just turns into like a Winnie the Pooh or something like that. It's just like, cash cow kind of thing. Just like.
Hmm. So yeah, funny that you mentioned Winnie the Pooh. It's because that now because of that movie,
Mhm.
we now currently are on that trend like of taking childhood characters who went into the public domain and then turning into horror movies and then I got curious and around 2024 I got curious. I was like, okay, that year we got multiple Mickey Mouse horror movies, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, what's gonna go public domain in 2025? I saw that Popeye is gonna go PD in 2025. I was like, I'm willing to bet somebody's gonna make a Popeye horror movie.
Yeah. Three people did.
Yeah,
And
three of them
three
did.
all at once, man. All at once they just drop. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess with that in mind, have you seen the other two Popeye horror movies?
I haven't. No, my mum actually. She was on. Was it Prime or something like that? She thought that Popeye's Revenge. I don't know which one it was. I won't. I won't name names. I don't know if it was Popeye's Revenge or the other one. But she said, "Oh, we've just started watching your Popeye film." I was like, "Oh no, ours isn't released yet." I was like, "Oh, I'm so glad because it was shit." Like, I was like, oh, "Okay." But she's
Well,
watched this one and she got it and she thought it was fun. So yeah, yeah.
well, I mean, you definitely gotta appreciate them like for their honesty.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. She keeps me grounded. She keeps me grounded.
Yeah, which is funny about Popeye's Revenge, like in Winnie the Pooh, it is because of the fact that one of the actresses from the first Winnie the Pooh horror movie
Hmm.
actually is in Popeye's Revenge, which I guess makes
All
sense.
right.
It is because it's made by the same company.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Exactly.
it
You work
definitely
with
makes
people that
sense.
you work with people that you know and that you like to work with. It makes sense, man. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's because that nobody wants to work with somebody like who they don't like. I mean, case in point, that's actually why Edward Norton got replaced in the Avengers. Is because that while on set of the Incredible Hulk, from what I understand, he was really difficult to work with, and so and then therefore they're like, we're not going through that again. We're just
Yeah.
going to recast him. So
I mean, he's not making Fight Club, you know. It's the Incredible Hulk. Like you got like
yeah,
you don't need to be like, you know. I know you get into character and things like that, but yeah, it's a comic book movie, man. It's all about fun. Yeah. I
yeah.
think some actors just clash with that. It's a different type of film, you know. I think some actors clash with that type of genre, you know. It takes a different mindset.
Yeah, and oftentimes it could be a personality clash, or
Yeah.
either that, or maybe just that actor in general is just a very difficult person to work with.
Yeah, totally. Well, we were lucky because yeah, everybody on set, like cast and crew, yeah, everybody's a gem, man. Like it's just such a nice community of people. Like even how quick it was the overturn and that, and how fast everybody got to know each other. It was yeah, really cool set of folk to work with.
Yeah, and I mean, when I saw Shiver Me Timbers myself, I could definitely tell that you guys had a lot of fun making it.
Yeah, man. Like as much as like the hours were long and we were shooting like at night, and you know the hours were the hours, and it was like that's the only time that we could get everybody together. So it was very full on, but yeah, it was so much fun, man. Because we knew what we were making. You know, we all had a strong idea of what what the end product was going to be, and yeah, easy, man. Yeah, just it's easy. Like you don't. It's more often now. I've been getting a lot more jobs like that I've been working on, but that was definitely the first job I've done where I was like I could not complain about anything. Like I genuinely couldn't complain about anything apart from the hours, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, you're all having fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, certainly. And I mean, if you're not having fun, then what's the point?
Yeah, exactly, man. I might as well just go back to the 9 till 5. You know, like it's the
Exactly.
same. Yeah, but yeah, like everybody just like everybody brought it 100%. They put all their passion into everything that they could do. We were on a tight time restraint, and the fact that we got made what we did in 11 days, I think, shoot days wise, is unbelievable that we managed to get all that done in 11 days. Like unreal.
Yeah, and one of the things that Paul mentioned, like with those longer days and only like 4 hours of sleep, like holy crap, like making this movie definitely took a lot of resilience.
Yeah, it did. And the funny thing is, like right after that shoot, so I did 9 days, I think, but because I had another feature that I went into, which was another 15 days. So on the trot, I had to do like, yeah, it was, I can't remember what it was. It was like 24 days in a row that I was working on like, and the one that I did, because that was a night shoot that last day, I had to basically just get my kit charged, ready to go, and then go to set like right after. I didn't get any sleep, but it just kind of fell that way. I was just like, oh God, okay. It's just one of those grinders. But yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, in other words, uh, on days like that, coffee definitely does become your best friend.
it does. Yeah, yeah. Gallons of it, mate. Gallons.
Yeah, exactly. And it even kind of reminds me of one of those Tom and Jerry cartoons, like how like their eyes would get all tired, and then like they would use tape to open up their eyes.
I know. Yeah, take back my ears.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That would be funny. But yeah, and so Paul was mentioning to me about how this was very 80s inspired,
Mhm.
which makes sense is because the film itself takes place in the 1980s, and yeah, and even listening to the score, it
Mhm.
definitely sounds like something like that came right out of something like Slumber Party Massacre.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we spoke a lot about loads of John Carpenter for like analog synth kind of style music, as well as he wanted kind of punk rock as well, like Susie and the Banshees and things like that. There was
Mhm.
loads of different influences that we were falling on. It's a difficult
Right.
line to toe because you know the music establishes a hell of a lot of the tone in each scene, and because this film you want to take the horror aspects of the film more seriously, you kind of have to lean into those aspects of the tone more. So yeah, finding that balance between comedic and dark horror, it's difficult in music, but I think we found a really nice balance. That's the thing. I think going into it being very well aware that there's almost like a slight sarcastic tone to everything that I was writing, and I think that's what helps the score kind of translate a lot more. That it's making fun of itself, but it's also having fun. What? And I was kind of like that as well. Like some of the guitar, like solos and things like that, they're kind of like silly and goofy, but that was kind of the point. I just wanted to lean into that kind of dumb but fun kind of mentality, and I think it worked.
Yeah, because if you're gonna do a Popeye horror movie, I mean, don't take itself too seriously because
Exactly. Yeah.
no one's gonna take that seriously, and so you might as well should just embrace what it is,
Yeah.
a Popeye horror movie.
Yeah, you're not making like Schindler's List, or like you're not making like a big,
No,
massive. It's the
no,
opposite. Yeah, it's like the antithesis of Schindler's List, like the
yeah,
exact opposite.
definitely.
Yeah,
Y-
yeah. I
Yeah,
think that's it. It's all about knowing exactly what you're making as soon as you go in. And Paul had a clear vision in his mind regarding the sound design as well, which is quite funny. He like every time I get notes back for the post production process when I did it last year between January and March, and every single time that I'd get notes back, it would just be more sirens, like more analog, more noise. Like that was his main note. He just wanted it to just be this like attack on the senses, like really, really bombastic and like in your face. And yeah, yeah, it worked. He was right. He was absolutely right.
oh yeah, and yeah, and funny that you mentioned about the whole thing about Schindler's List and a Popeye horror movie because I actually heard once, according to rumor, that one of the early drafts of Freddy versus Jason actually was going to be more of like a court drama. It's like, are you kidding me? In a movie called Freddy versus Jason, like nobody wants when somebody pays a ticket to see a movie called Freddy versus Jason.
Or like Jason on the stand and Freddy in a suit, like like he's the prosecutor or something,
Yeah,
like
like, are
making a
you kidding
case.
me? Yeah, like whoever thought of that,
Yeah,
with all due respect, it's like,
like 12 Angry
really?
Men with Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, it's like, really? It's like no, like people want to see Freddy and Jason kicking each other's butts. So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's
like,
it's just
get out of here.
we're just picturing Henry Fonda with just like Freddy Krueger arms, and he just starts killing all, like all the jurors. Problem solved.
Yeah, well, I guess that they took the versus aspect in a completely different direction, where it's not a physical fight; it's a legal
Yeah.
fight.
Tooth and claw.
Oh gosh, yeah, I am really glad that we didn't get that version.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man.
Yeah, uh, that just baffles me. But anyways, but yeah, and so how would you feel like that the music and the sound of Shiver Me Timbers turned out?
I was happy with it. Yeah, I had it was quite a time crunch, which was it was quite ironic. We had a time crunch because we thought it was going to be getting released in April 2024. So I had pretty much 2 months to do dialogue editing, sound design, and a score, which included like 30 tracks. So it was a big demand, man.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, so it was just the case of kind of just reacting on each day, like, okay, this is the first 5 minutes. Okay, how am I going to do this? And again, it was just a case of making sure that I had clear communication with Paul with every scene. Is like, okay, what type of tone are you trying to establish here? What are you trying to get across? And then I just
Yep.
ran with it, and that was it. So yeah, it's like I wish I had a little bit more time, but I'm still happy with it, man. I think it 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 does everything that it needed to do. Yeah, and I feel like that for the second one, I think things are going to be even better.
From what I remember, seeing on Facebook,
Mhm.
From what I remember, I didn't see, like the movie getting promoted or anything like on websites like such as like all those horror sites like such as
Yeah, yeah,
Bloody Disgusting up until around November 2024, which makes sense is because it was really close to the new year, and then January 1st hit, and then that's when Popeye went into the public
yeah.
domain. So,
Mhm. Yeah,
but
I
yeah.
think yeah, just kind of. So we did have a plan. We did three trailers before Gravitas Ventures picked it up, and then after they picked it up, things started to move forward a lot quicker. Um, but yeah, I can't. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head when everything started landing. It was January, wasn't it? The first trailer.
Yep.
Yeah,
January 1st, yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's just the catch is like with Popeye going to the public domain is that he didn't get his, like the whole thing about him eating spinach and getting stronger with it. That didn't come until later.
yeah. I think me and Paul spoke about this quite a lot about the legalities of certain things that you can use regarding Popeye. Is that legal? Like, can you use that now? I don't even know.
So from what I understand, in one of the other Popeye horror movies, one of their loopholes around it was that it takes place in a spinach factory,
Yeah,
but yet you don't actually see him eat spinach. So as far as what I understand, considering that other Popeye horror movie didn't get sued, like spinach can be a part of the be a part of the plot and all that, but just
yeah.
as long as he just doesn't eat it.
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but instead in his first appearance, he would like pet a cat or he would pet some
The
sort of
rooster.
animal.
Yeah, I remember Paul
Yeah,
told me about that. Yeah, Bernice, a rooster called Bernice, and I think that's why he wrote in, the big fucking buzzsaw. Yeah, that and named it Bernice because it was kind of like a nod to the. Was it the
exactly.
old cartoon? Yeah, it was like the original comics. I think. I think that's what had it in it. He got his powers from stroking a rooster. Like, yeah,
Yeah. It what was a rooster? I'm pretty sure it was a rooster. I mean, of course, nowadays it's really odd for us to have that association with Popeye, and rather than the spinach. But the reason is because our psyche has gotten so used to having Popeye do it with eating spinach, where
yeah.
it's like, huh?
It's just the two things that you associate with each other, like right away as soon as you think
Exactly.
about it. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think uh, yeah, I think Paul was quite smart in the way that he wrote the script, and he was in. I know that he was in touch a lot with the legal team that own Popeye as well, like the trademark to Popeye. I think they had a good working relationship, and he would just email them back and forth to see what they could use, what they couldn't use, and yeah, they were pretty chill.
Okay, so I got curious now, and I did research. So I mean, make of this what you will,
Okay.
but according to Wikipedia,
Hmm.
uh, the whole thing about him eating spinach didn't appear until 1931, and so then that means 95 years after that, which will be 2027.
Uh huh.
So and then that will mean that that if you guys want to have him eat spinach, now of course contact a copyright lawyer just to be safe. But from what I understand, if you want to have that be a part of Shiver Me Timbers 2, you definitely could, but just don't release it until 2027.
Oh well. Okay. Um, I don't know. I think Paul's want to strike while the iron's hot. So yeah, I imagine he'll probably want it out next year. So yeah, that's a Paul question if he wants to include it. But I think I think we've already established. He's already Popeye. The monster now. So it's kind of just we'll just go on and see how it goes. But yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, even considering that in Shiver Me Timbers, that he is wearing a completely, like, he has that iconic chin and all
hmm,
that, and he has that iconic pipe. But his outfit itself, I mean, he definitely didn't wear a tank top in the original
no, yeah,
comic strip. So
yeah. It's just to show off Tony's guns, man. That was what it was. Yeah, big
yeah,
hench Tony.
Yeah, and I mean, concerned that that I have had Tony on this podcast as well, and yeah,
Oh,
he's
he's a great guy,
definitely.
man.
Oh yeah, he is, and yeah, and I mean, and I mean, if Paul were to cast anybody as Popeye, like for his movie, I mean, he definitely cast the right person for it.
He was great. I love doing it. Like, so I did the voiceover for the monster as well, and it was between my voice and Tony's voice because Tony's obviously a big guy, so a lot of his like breathing and guttural stuff was like really interesting to use. So a lot of the breathing and things like that I used from him. I got a lot of voiceover from him. But yeah, he just really he's the sweetest guy, but he just looks so fucking menacing. It's just funny. He's just a complete contrast to like who he plays and how he acts, and yeah.
Yeah, and what's funny, a lot of the Jason actors in all the Friday the 13th movies,
Yeah.
a lot of them like have said that people have said very similar things to them. Like we're like, yeah, you're a nice guy, right?
I think so. You're holding that knife, but I'm pretty sure you're okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and and you're wearing that scary hockey mask and the creepy outfit and that big old machete. But yeah, and so yeah, and but yeah, and one of the things that Tony said to me, when I asked him, so you already played one iconic character, so if you had to play yet another iconic character, who would you want to be? And he said one of the Predators. I'm like, yes, somebody should cast Tony as one of the Predators.
Yeah, just him, no makeup, just a dreadlocks on him, and that's it. just dreadlocks and that.
That would be pretty awesome.
That'd be cool, man. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
just
so
Tony up beside Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just yeah.
yeah, get Susie Chopper, put the cookie down. Oh yeah, and I mean, hey, I mean, it's always fun to do an Arnold impression.
Always, mine suck. I'm so bad at them. I could attempt it, but yeah, like anybody that's listening might like, I might get a court order put against me or something. I don't want to insult people's ears.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, and I mean, doing the Arnold voice, I mean, of course, I did it as best as I could, but yeah, I mean, doing the voice, I mean, it could definitely be challenging, yeah.
Yeah, there's nobody that sounds like him. Big buff Austrian man.
But yeah, and I mean, one of the things that I find inspiring about Arnold is that people told him, "Oh, you're not gonna make it simply because of your last name's too hard to pronounce, and also your thick accent." Well,
I know.
it's funny nowadays because nowadays you will never meet anybody like who doesn't know how to pronounce his last name.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. And then you look at the people that naysayed him, and then he goes on to be the governor of California, and like he just has this amazing career. It just goes to show, man. Yeah, just do it.
Exactly,
Do
Yeah,
it.
do it, do it now. Yeah, and reminds me of a saying: people will limit you, but never limit yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Because they win. It's because you're believing what they're saying to you. You know. Yeah.
Exactly, and I mean, no one's gonna believe in you until you believe in yourself.
Yeah. Exactly, man.
So yeah, and so yeah, and then so you mentioned Shiver Me Timbers 2. I understand that that it's not released yet, and you don't want to give away too many spoilers. But so what all can you share about it?
I have no idea because I just kind of said that in passing. I might not be allowed to say that in passing, but yeah, I mean it's happening. Yeah, it's happening. I've not read the script yet. I know that Paul's like working on the script right now, so yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Well, I guess what we do know, it's a movie, and it has actors in it. There's a
Yeah,
beginning, middle, and an end.
it's a thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a thing. Something. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, it has Popeye in it. and and it was filmed with cameras.
It was, and there'll be sound. You can listen to it. It's
Yeah.
great.
Well, yeah, I mean, those are some pretty big spoilers on that you and I are
I
gonna get
know.
in a lot of
I'm
trouble.
gonna I'm getting sued by Gravitas, man. That is that is some neck breaking stuff.
Oh gosh, well, you definitely better hit up your lawyer.
Oh well, I don't even have one. I'll just represent myself.
All right.
It was Eric's fault, man. He asked, so I had to say.
That would be funny. But yeah, and I mean, I can imagine that when you were doing that 9 to 5 job, I can imagine that you never ever expected that you ever would be associated with an iconic character such as Popeye.
No, man. No, never at all. I was like, I just it was a whole different life, man. I think back to when I worked in rural Scotland. I was a production assistant for a tail lift firm when I was like 21. So it's like huge, massive like change in career, and I would never have thought at 21 that I'd be doing that and I'd be working on a Popeye movie. Like that's just insane. Like
Yeah, and especially considering that, as far as my understanding goes, the last live action Popeye movie was the one with Robin Williams, and that was back in 1980,
oh my
I believe.
god, yeah, yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah,
Full circle, mate. Full circle.
exactly. Yeah, and
Yeah, man.
when I talked to Tony, he was saying that yeah, I felt a lot of pressure considering that Robin Williams was the last actor like who played
Yeah.
Popeye before me. I mean, albeit definitely not as a serial killer in a slasher movie.
I think Robin Williams could pull that off, though. I think he could. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
A
yeah, I
Riddler
mean,
esque Popeye. Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, if I were to be honest, I could definitely see it, and heck, I think I even could see Jim Carrey even doing it.
Oh, oh, yeah, man. Definitely. With
Oh,
that
definitely,
stanky
yeah.
face that he does. Yeah. Just like some CGI cheeks on him. Yeah. Yeah. You pull it off. Definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also not like with the live action Grinch, during that first reveal of his face where he did that extended smile,
Yeah.
they actually used CGI to extend his smile even more, and so.
Jesus. Wow.
But yeah, you learn something new every day.
I did. I'll keep that. I'll throw that fact out at some point.
So
There'll be a
yeah,
Grinch chat and I'll just like drop it on somebody and then they'll be flabbergasted.
exactly. And yeah, now Popeye's public domain. Not only could there be a horror movie made out of it, but imagine it. Going back to our topic of Arnold Schwarzenegger, what if they made Popeye into like a really buff action hero?
Possibly. Like, I mean, this franchise has legs, man. He's created a universe. He can go have like a Marvel style team up or something. What else could you can bring in people? It's like for the second one, it's just we're leaning into the silliness and just having more fun with it. It's almost like this film. It was like a trial run of a bunch of ideas all thrown together. Kind of Evil Dead kind of style. And now it's just the case of we just take the fundamentals that we've established and just run with it. And I think it does. It's got legs. I always said to Paul, he always used to talk about like slasher films in the 70s, but this reminds me of a lot is like Sharknado. That was the thing that it jumped off the page for me. I was like, that's kind of the tone we're going for. It's just ridiculous, and like the more ridiculous it gets, like the funner it's going to be. And I think that's where he's going. And I think, yeah, it's going to work, man. I think it's definitely going to work.
No, now that you mention it, and I mean, in a future movie, it would be hilarious. Well, like if you saw Popeye like just riding on top of a shark, like chasing his victims.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, or yeah, like or even better, he's chasing after somebody, you know, uh, on top of a shark, riding on top of it, as if he's like Aquaman or something, and then they go into a portal, and then they go back to like the time of the dinosaurs.
Get this man a pen and paper. I'll get you in the writing room with Paul.
All right.
You're ready to go.
Yeah, and I mean legally that he could, since the dinosaurs are in the public domain. So
Yeah, are they? I didn't even know. Are dinosaurs? Can you can you trademark dinosaurs? Aren't they just things?
so
Yeah.
from my understanding, it just can't be the Jurassic Park dinosaurs,
Right. Okay. Okay.
which makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah. So that
and
you can
also
make them real world and make them look like just giant chickens, like they were supposed to
yeah,
look. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you could, yeah, and so, but yeah, and you also probably can't use any of the roars like from any of the Jurassic Park
Yeah.
movies.
That's another one of those amazing sound design feats that I was really inspired by as well. The way that they layered up different animals. I don't know if you've ever watched it. There's a like this, it's everywhere. Just like they break down how they made the sound design for all those noises and all
Yep.
the animals sound like dolphins, like the raptor sound specifically are so impressive, and all
It
kinetic
is.
kind of sound design on set. Specifically the kitchen scene. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing filmmaking.
Oh, it is, and so with one of the call sounds of the Velociraptors, I don't know if you know where they got that sound from.
I can't remember specifically. No, I know they used a dolphin, and then a couple of other like there's really abstract. There's a couple of birds, and then there was something really weird. Was it a macaw or something like that? I can't. No, what was it?
Yeah, so one of them was a turtle doing a particular act that's definitely not PG.
If it works, man. I don't know why he's listening to those types of sounds, but I mean, you've got to check everywhere. You got to check everywhere.
I mean, maybe they happen to have been walking by and then they're like, "Hey, that should be a sound for the Velociraptor."
Yeah, get that microphone out, and then just an awkward turtle, just like wondering what the hell's going on. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Can't you see that I am busy? But yeah, and for the Tyrannosaurus Rex, I know that they did use the sound of a baby elephant.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, which makes sense, it's because that when you hear that roar, I mean, with that knowledge, you're like, yeah, I can see that. It definitely does have that sound.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, when you, it's a. I think that's the magic of sound design. When you hear all these sounds layered together, you can't quite. I think that's it. It kind of goes into that. It's almost like uncanny valley. It's something that your ears recognize because you've heard it before, so you're more attuned to it and you're more intrigued by it. So it sounds real world. But when you layer it up with other elements and other animal noises, I think that's what gives it that uh, gives it that edge and something that you've never really heard before. Um, I think that's the key to quite a lot of sound design. It's like ultra realism with a little bit of like intrigue from just various dynamic and interesting. I'm kind of talking in circles, but yeah, I had a point there. I forgot what it was, but it's there.
Oh, it's okay. But yeah, and so, but yeah, and so, uh, even with the famous Godzilla roar, like from what I heard, they were trying to use real animal sound effects, like they did with Jurassic Park, but they're like, none of these sounds just seem to work. But it wasn't until the composer grabbed out like a cello or it was some sort of stringed instrument, and he put on a rubber glove, and then like he rubbed it,
Yeah.
and,
Hmm.
and then as soon as he rubbed it, he and then got that sound, and then what he did is that like he what he did like was that he changed the pitch to a lower pitch.
Hmm.
And yeah, and I'm like, wow, like something as random as that.
Yeah. Sounds like a
Like,
scratchy kind of growl. Yeah. Really interesting, man.
yeah, and yeah, it's like, and it's like, like that roar is just so iconic. It's like where you just can't have Godzilla without that roar.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And yeah, and so yeah, and and I just can't help but wonder. So how exactly did he come up with something as random like as putting a rubber glove onto a stringed instrument?
I think it's just I think it's just experimenting, man. Definitely. I think that's a lot of sound design.
Yeah,
Um,
fair, yeah.
yeah, the way that I I guess it just depends on the circumstance and what you're trying to achieve. But it's thinking about the types of elements that you want to include in order to translate what you're trying to express. So, say for that, that's a very kinetic sound. So he's probably thinking about like that kind of scratchy growl, that guttural growl. So he's thinking, well, kinetically, what can I use in order to make that kind of scratchy vibrational sound? And like the perfect thing to use is like a stringed instrument or something like that. Something that's electronic that's got a little bit of a feed, and then you just using different materials with something that's got a sustained vibration. That's usually a good kind of way to go around that. But yeah, these people and I think it's down to talent as well, and a lot of people's ears and how to pick up specific things that you think, oh, that would work really well there, and then kind of layering that in. Yeah, that's why these people get paid good money, man. They're just really good at what they do.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, hey, and I mean, it's a way to pay those bills.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. But it's fun. There's nothing more fun than just when you're in the studio and you're just experimenting with like different sounds. It's like sound design, a lot of music, modern music nowadays is quite a lot reliant on sound design. So they kind of overlap, and yeah, it's exploring how you can be different and how you can do maybe more conventional things in a different way and just look at it from a different angle. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And and so basically, it sounds to me that what Paul wants for Shiver Me Timbers, it's basically the same route that that all of the Fast and the Furious movies are currently going down, where they're so ridiculous. Like case in point, how in Fast and the Furious 9, they had a car go to outer space, and so I guess so I guess it's possible that maybe for Shiver Me Timbers 3, which I'm sure that Paul eventually will do anyway, I guess that he could pull in Jason X, but rather it's called Popeye X.
Yeah, man, definitely. Just get a crossover. Just get Vin Diesel in there, just to come through. And he's got a killer final line, and he just mumbles it. It's just like big explosion.
Olive oil is family. Oh gosh, that would be so funny. And yeah, and and as far as like just how ridiculous it can get, I mean, the possibilities really are endless. And hey, and I mean, say if Paul wants to go down the dinosaur route, I do know that there is a very budget friendly special effects app. I believe it's called Big Films, where
Mhm.
yeah, like I actually have used it like on one of my previous movies, and yeah, and I mean it works great. It's very affordable, and yeah, and they actually did like that. They actually did release like a monster pack of like dragons and
All right.
dinosaurs and so on and so forth. And so yeah, and so
Dragons, olive oil, like riding a dragon.
yes, yes, olive oil riding a dragon. Yes,
Oh, I love it.
yeah, and
It's the magic of B movies, man. It's the magic of B movies. Just whatever batshit idea you have, you just throw it at the screen, and you're like, oh, that's it. It works. Yeah.
exactly, yeah, and yeah, and so I'm pretty sure that Paul will happen to see this interview. But yeah, Paul, definitely check out Big Films. It's because that when I used it for my last movie, I paid only $90 for it, and I mean, considering that that a lot of special effects are way more expensive, and yeah, and I mean, granted, it depends upon how many packs that you get because there's the superhero pack, and I promise that this is not a paid promotion.
It sounds like it, man. I
Yes,
mean, it
it's not
should
gonna
be. It should
sound.
be. Yeah. Reach out to them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I mean, and a lot of the and a lot of indie filmmakers I know use it, and and I mean, like, for the money that you pay, it looks great, and yeah, perfect because Shiver Me Timbers is a horror comedy. They even did release a horror pack,
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
so yeah, so
Get on it, Paul. Do it.
yeah, Paul, get on it. But yeah, so if you had any ideas for any absurd future crossover of Shiver Me Timbers with whatever, like with any public domain property, what would you want to see?
Okay. Um, I think a Sharknado one would be pretty cool. I don't know. I think, yeah, I just think that would be awesome. Like the cast of Sharknado, like the main guy. I keep forgetting his name. The guy that plays the main
It's
guy.
Ian something something.
Yeah, Ian something something. Ian Guy. Ian Guy. We
Yeah,
call him
yeah,
Ian
yeah.
Guy.
Ian
But he's great, man. Yeah, yeah. I love him in that film, and he's just like, yeah. I think that would be a really cool mashup between, I don't know, the shark tornado like hits as Popeyes like somewhere in LA or something like that, and the tornado hits, and you get all flustered, and it's a double enemy. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I felt really bad that I forgot his last name, so I did research. Thank you, Google, for being my best friend. Ian Ziering.
Ian Ziering, what a guy.
Oh
He
yeah,
still has one of my favorite B movie lines ever, and it's when I think it's the third one, and he's holding up the American flag. He's just outside the White House, and he impales one of the sharks on it, and it gets a close up on the camera, and he just goes, "God bless America."
and of course, knowing that he's in a movie called Sharknado, what did they give? What's his character's first name? Finn.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they're great, man. It's just a celebration of stupidity, Like I love films like that. They just don't take themselves seriously, and they just know what they are. Like that's the way to be. Yeah.
Exactly. Like when people say, "Oh, Sharknado is the worst movie ever made," it's like I don't think you get the point. Like Sharknado's not trying to be an Oscar-worthy,
Yeah.
film. Like basically, it's a movie that's not taking itself too seriously. It's having fun with what it is. And now there are movies so much worse there's movies so much worse than Sharknado. But
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it's films that are trying to take themselves seriously, and then the end product is bad. Like that's rough. Because for the person making it, because they're like obviously wanting to make like I can't even think of like a good film off the top of my head, like a Goodfellas or something. They've got that in their mind, but then it comes across as like this. Yeah, the execution's really bad, and yeah.
Yeah, remind me when Tommy Wiseau infamously made The Room, where where he was trying to make it like a serious drama, but yeah, I finally saw it in 2017. I can't believe that was almost 10 years ago. But yeah, I can see why people like that is one of the best worst movies ever made.
Oh, it's great, man. Yeah, it's really funny. Like I think I'm glad that he kind of made a career out of it. And it seems like he's leaning into the fact that how bad it was and how bad it's received, and it's good. It's good. I'm just glad that he's getting praise for it, I guess.
I mean, granted, not in the way how he was expecting.
Yeah.
And
success is success, man.
Exactly, yeah. And it's just funny, like, how at that time, before the movie was made, he was saying, "Oh, this is a serious drama," but then afterwards, he completely backtracked, saying, "Oh, it's actually a dark comedy."
Yeah.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah,
and people still to this day don't know where he's actually from, and people still to this day don't know where he got all that money from.
Yeah. I can't even remember. I watched The Disaster Artist once, and I can't remember any of it. Cannot remember any of it. I remember it being good, but I just can't remember any of it.
Yeah, and it's really funny. It's because the Disaster Artist actually is a better movie. So.
I know. Oh man.
But yeah, and so I don't know if you have ever been to any of the screenings like of The Room, but what's really funny is that whenever the spoons appear on screen, people actually will bring spoons and then they actually like will chuck the spoons at the screen.
I love people, man.
You're tearing me apart, Ryan. But
Oh
yeah,
god.
but yeah, I actually had, but yeah, I actually was lucky and I actually got to attend a screening of The Room, and Greg Sestero was there.
Oh wow. You get a picture.
Yep, picture, and he signed my Room poster, and he signed my Room DVD.
Oh, amazing, man. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly, and yeah, and then and so when I met him, I asked him, so have there ever been any talks of making a Room 2? And then he said, oh well, it can't beat the original. And then ironically, they actually doing a remake like of The Room, and Greg actually is gonna be in the remake. I mean, granted, he's not gonna play Mark again, but instead he's gonna
Yeah.
play instead Chris R. So
Right. Okay.
it's just funny, like how he's called Chris R in the movie, because
Hmm.
people usually don't, you know, that's like saying I'm gonna call you Ryan K. It's like like people usually would just call you Ryan.
Yeah. That's very
So
strange.
yeah, and how he continuously would like repeat, future wife. It's almost like as if he didn't know, what the actual terminology for that is. It's fiance.
Yeah.
And yeah, and yeah, Greg brought up a really, really good point about how everybody in the movie talks like Tommy.
Yeah. Well, I suppose he wrote it from his perspective. He's just like, oh, just like, yeah.
And from what I heard, going back to the absurdity of Shiver Me Timbers, there was supposed to be a scene like where Tommy flies away in a car, and then someone asked him why, and then Tommy was like, well, maybe Johnny is vampire.
See, this is why I think it's like, I don't know. Like, was he making it bad on purpose? Yeah. When he just says things like that, provocative things like that, it's, yeah. It adds to the wonderful mystery of it as well. Like, it just,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, definitely. And somebody even now, from what I understand, somebody asked him, "So why is it called The Room when it clearly doesn't take place in a single room?" And then he answered, "Because people do crazy things." It's like
It's the
that.
best. You can't get a better answer than that.
It's like that doesn't answer it. Oh gosh, yeah, and yeah, and so yeah, and I mean, it definitely would be pretty funny, like say if Paul like had a very similar answer, like if someone asked him, "Oh, so why did he do this or that?" And then he said, "Because people do crazy things."
Just every answer. So, what's your
Yep.
name? Because people do crazy things. So, just walks out. All right.
Like, okay then. That would be absolutely hilarious. But anyways, not about dozer. But yeah, thank you so much. And
Yeah, of course, man.
so yeah, is there anything else besides Shiver Me Timbers 1 or 2 that you would want the audience to be aware of that you are a part of?
Not specifically just now. I'm just kind of like in between jobs just now. But yeah, Collateral Records have just released Shiver Me Timbers now, so you can buy it in CD form. You can stream it on Apple Music, the whole soundtrack. Yeah, watch Shiver Me Timbers on Amazon Prime Video. Let me know what you think. If you love it, you hate it. the more divisive, the better. Yeah, man. Yeah. Just enjoy the film. I hope you enjoy it, and gearing up for 2. So let's go.
Alrighty, thank you, but if you just want to send me the links to all that, like on Instagram, and I'll be sure to share that in the description, and I also can leave a link like for people to give you a follow on your Instagram.
You're too kind, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and I promise this to Amy Mackey, and I promise this to Paul, that as soon as the trailer for Shiver Me Timbers 2 comes out, I definitely will be sure to do a trailer reaction.
Amazing. Love it, mate. Love it. You're our PR guy now. That's it.
All right.
We've hired you.
All right. Bring it on. All righty. Well, thank you so much, and you have a fantastic day.
Anytime, man. You too. Thanks.
Of course.